welcome to the cottage. I am Babs with Cottage Rogue. This is my 11th Flosstube, and I am formatting this one just a little bit differently because I want to try roll the dice. So I have a list here of 6 different WIPs. So I will be rolling a D6 for sure, unless any of them somehow get finished. 2 of them include my WIP Go, and then I have 2 full coverage pieces on here as well, and plus a couple of others. Just enough to make 6, because I need to start some of these pieces, and I don't know about you, it's sometimes I just have the most difficult time starting. So this way I roll the dice, it tells me whatever number it is, and that's what I have to do. So it just takes the decision out of it, and I love it. So on the last Flosstube, at the very end, we had rolled a number 5, and that number 5 was for Stitching Land, it was for Art Nouveau Train by Stitching Land. So I'll put up a photo of where I was now, or then, and I managed to get 249 stitches on it yesterday, on January 13th. So it's Tuesday today. So on Monday, I did 249 stitches, and I think it turned out really well. I did go ahead and change out my needle minder for this cute little ladybug that I got from the Eastern Iowa Cross Stitchers, and I finished this little section up here. It's very, very faint. There we are. So this section up here, and then I started working that same color, but down here in between the leaves. 249 stitches. I believe this is 16 count accrue with some modeling. It's Ada. I don't know what the name of the fabric is. It was something, the color, it was something. I had it in my stash. It's something I got from a craft store. So, and I did also rearrange. I have all these like different things to keep the fabric at bay because it's kind of crunchy. Crunchy fabric, yeah, that's for sure. But I'm loving how this is turning out. I felt like it was a manageable session, and so now I'm putting this one away. And I did go ahead and roll the dice yesterday. I didn't have time to film yesterday, but you know what? That's all right. I'm going to insert that in right now so you can see what number I got. It's time to roll for a WIP now, and I absolutely love these dice. Look, they're blossoms. Oh, it's like flower shaped. They're absolutely gorgeous. They're also very heavy. They're metal. So I'm really glad to have this container here to roll the dice. But let's see what our WIP is going to be. We have a 4. Awesome. Oh, wait, no, that's a 6. We have a 6. Very good. So this is our stocking, Santa's truck stocking, which is not our WIP Go. It is the other one, so I'm super excited. This is going to be awesome. New start! So we got a 6. It did throw me off here because I seriously thought based off the reflections that it was a 4, but it was not. It was a 6. So the dice I'm using are this brand, and I absolutely love it. This was a gift from Team Satellite, or TSL, from my other channel, actually. So from the Rogue Alchemist channel. I do stream every once in a while on there, so maybe I'll see you sometime if you're into gaming, mostly Minecraft. But I absolutely love these dice. They are metal, they're very heavy, and they're beautiful. It's based off of flowers and blossoms. So let me put this over my face so it'll focus a bit. But I absolutely love it, so I can't wait to use more of these. For sure. But my list right now is 6, so I'm gonna roll a d6. That's how it goes. So I'll probably alternate between the two because I love them both sets so much. But number 6 was Santa's truck stocking. It's a 2020 dimensions kit, and designed by Simon Treadwell. Santa's truck stocking. So this one's not my WIP Go stocking, but it's one of the ones that I agreed to do for my sister-in-law. So this is a brand new start. Here's what it will look like. I originally thought this was full coverage, It is not. Confirmed, it is not. I checked out the pattern. This white right here, that is the color of the fabric, so it's great. And it is a 14 count ivory, Ada. 14 count ivory, and I had done 227 stitches. Now this is one because it's on a chart. I did use my digital stitch counter. Game changer right there. I loved it. And I did put the Christmas needle minder there. So you can see here, this is the beginning. This is like the truck's windshield. And going on to the front. And then this right here is actually the very, very edge of the stocking. So the stocking is going to go here. There really wasn't much of a border, which half surprised me and half not, because once I get this all done, I'm going to be stitching around the whole stocking, so that way it can later be cut and fitted to the felt and the rest of it. But in the meantime, this is what I have. It's a really great start. This ended up being 2/1 full cross. But there are parts in this pattern that are 10 stitch, and I think that's the parts where they're blue and they're supposed to be like the snow. But when I come across those, I will I'll let you know. But it's really fun, and I'm really glad that I got started with this. I did copy the chart, so that way I can have a working copy, and I highlight what I get done. And it also means I can return the chart, and if my sister-in-law or someone else wants to stitch it, then they absolutely can. But I am really enjoying this for sure. Well, I have 227 stitches completed on my stocking. It is time to roll again, and I've decided I'm just going to alternate between these two dice sets because, oh my gosh, they are so pretty. Okay, let's see. What WIP are we going to work on right now? Ooh, number 1. That one is different. I don't have my cheat sheet in front of me, so I will find out what that will be in a moment. So we got a different number. We got number 1, which I love, and it's Descants. This is my Hate Stitch Along, Heaven and Earth Design Stitch Along 2025. I actually haven't picked it up and worked on it since the beginning of January, and you know, today's the 14th now, so it's good that I got this because I need to get a bunch done. And I think what I'm going to do is have a goal for at least 400 stitches, because I am doing it 2/1 10 stitch, so it's like it's half a stitch, so which will be fun. And then I'll be able to see more of it because I am doing this on 25 gridded Ada. But yeah, Descants artwork is by Stephanie Law, and it's charted by Michele, Sayetta, again with Heaven and Earth Designs. And let me go ahead and pull this out for you so you can at least see where it's starting. There are a lot of very pale colors, but you can absolutely see the outlines of some things. Like there's a flower up here, there's going to be flowers here, and these pale colors right here are, I believe that's like flesh tone. So because there is going to be a fairy in here somewhere. So this is like first page and kind of working on into the second page over here, and I can feel them, but you can hardly see them, but that's okay. So what I'm going to do is tomorrow I am going to work on this and come back to you hopefully tomorrow evening with an update and a new number. Hello, it's the next day, Wednesday, January 15th, and I finished with my Descant stitches. I finished out just a strand, which ended up being 326 stitches. I declared that close enough. I wanted to move on. Oh, I'm sorry, excuse me, 362 stitches. 362. So this is what I have right now for Descants. And you could definitely see more of the pink here. I focused on this really bright pink. And then I had another flesh color that I worked up in here and then down in here. Like it came up and over and down. Let's see if I can get a little closer here for you. But yeah, it's getting there. It's starting to fill out a little bit, but I really love the bright pink spots. So that is kind of everything to be right now for sure. But I'm still loving this. It's super fun. And again, that is Descants, art by Stephanie Law, charted by Michele Sayetta from the Hate Sal 2025. I can't wait to work more on this, so I do hope its number rolls up again. And speaking of numbers, let's go ahead and roll. And now with Descants done, it is time to roll another one. Woo! All right, let's see what we have here. Ooh, number 2. All right, so number 2, we have A Year in the Woods, The Fox by Cottage Garden Samplings. Yay, I'm so excited! Hey, we got a 2 this time. So according to our handy dandy January dice list, number 2 is A Year in the Woods, which is The Fox by Cottage Garden Samplings. So here is the fox. I love this pattern. It is so beautiful. I can't wait to do the rest of them in the series too. and the new series that's going to be coming up this spring. This is where I'm starting. Just so you know, we have the very front portion of the fox, a little bit of the leg here. All of this is very dense stitching. There's just over 400 stitches. Got my little fox friend here, and I'm going to continue out this floss strand and probably do another one. We will see how it goes. At least 200 stitches. Good evening! Welcome to Thursday! It is so cold. I'm wearing my hat in the house because I don't want to turn the heat up. But it's cool. We're supposed to get a heat wave tomorrow at 46 degrees Fahrenheit. So excited. It's the little things in January, right? Right? Well, I have finished my A Year in the Woods, The Fox. It was over 200 stitches. I actually didn't write it down. But I am so excited. Look. So I got the head. I was working on the head here. So we got the jawline, the cheeks, and the beginning part of the face. We got 1.5 years. It is so cute, and it's definitely coming along, that's for sure. So I really love it. It's so much fun. I just want to continue stitching on it. I'm gonna put this away because it's time to roll another dice, which I'm very excited for. So I'm gonna cut to that. Hey, it's time for a new roll. Let's go ahead and see what we're going to do now. And it's number 5. I believe that is Art Nouveau Train by Stitchy Land, if I'm not mistaken. So exciting. I'll get to work on that. So we got 5 again. This is our first repeat this week, which is our Art Nouveau Train and by Stitching Land. And here is where we're going to start. So I'm going to start down here and work up this way with that really super pale yellow color. In fact, I'm all ready to go. I have it. It isn't even attached yet. So I'm going to work on this and then come back to you and show you my progress. Well, we're taking a time jump here now because it is January the 26th. Between the last time I recorded and now, there has been my Ragnarok video has gone up on January 20th. So if you haven't checked that out yet, that was a dually with myself and Cass from Dances with Floss. So that was a really fun time. I have to say I haven't done anything else on Ragnarok since then, but I have been doing so many other things. Oh my gosh, let me go ahead and tell you. So the last number we rolled was number 5 for the Art Nouveau Train. And I first initially did 207 stitches on it, and then I kept going. Oh my gosh. So look at this. I completed the entire, the border, whatever was left. And look at that. And I even finished off the very pale yellow that was in the flowers down here. So now I have something to go from for when I do the other colors in this border. Here, let's move this out of the way here a little bit. Because like, for instance, on this side, you can see that there's some gray in there. And I need to do that also on this side. And then there's a couple other colors like this super gorgeous, luxurious dark blue here, where there's like maybe 6 stitches on either side up here or something like that. I don't quite remember, to be honest. But I am so happy this is done. This is approximately 1,200 stitches left to do on it, which I have now completed. And it is so pretty. It's gorgeous. And now I can see very clearly just how big this is. It's larger than my head, y'all. It's very large. So I'm very excited about this. I'm glad that I worked a little bit more on this. as well. And then something very exciting is, so I am a patron of the Artsy Housewife, and she put out her birthday sale, which is Hyperbole. I'll go ahead and put up a photo here for you. And I am so excited. So I had to start it, and I did it on 18 count sea glass by Bestitch Me, and I have a baby start. It's just a little baby start, but this is 100 stitches right here. And there's going to be 13 and a half of these all across the top. So, you know, you do the math. That's a lot of stitches, you know. This is a project that I will work on in between other projects, or I'll put it on, you know, a dice list or wheel or whatever. So that way I can still work on it periodically. I love it. Anyways, it is super fun and it's super cute. It's amazing. Now this weekend, that's basically what I ended up doing until Saturday, because I did a lot more stitches on the Art Nouveau train by Stitching Land and Hyperbole. Obviously I worked on that. But Saturday, yesterday, the Eastern Iowa Stitchers went on one of their monthly, we have monthly events, and we do more than that, but at least once a month we try to get together in one of the various cities in the corridor and just meet up with people. And people come in from all over, and sometimes different states too. So like, this is fantastic. So I brought 3 projects. Hyperbole was one of them, but I didn't get a chance to work on it. I also brought one of my WIP Go pieces, and I brought my A Year in the Woods, The Fox by Cottage Garden Samplings. And the reason I brought the fox was because it was in my hoop that I wanted to use, which I actually have this hoop. So it was in the hoop that I wanted to use for my WIP Go piece, because I realized I've rolled a 5, 6, 1, and a 2, and my 2 WIP Go pieces were on 3 and a 4. It's the last week of January now, and I haven't worked on either one of them. So, you know, I'm a little concerned. I want to get my goals done. And then I realized when I went to the Stitchy retreat, or it's not a retreat, when I went to the Stitchy event, that's when I found out that Jessie Marie Does Stuff pulled the next 2 numbers for February. And I'm like, oh no, I need to get these done. I do not want to get behind on my WIP Goes. So I finished for, so here's the Fox by Cottage Garden Samplings. I love it. I think this fox is absolutely gorgeous. And I love the cabin in there too. So I added 59 stitches, I believe. So now there's 2 eyes. So I did the orange. Still have half an ear here, but that's all right. And I still want to work more on this month. But so I did that, finished out my strand of floss, took it out of the frame, and I started working on my WIP Go piece, which is Neuron City by Barbara Anna Designs, and which you can find on the Creative Poppy website. And this was done on that beautiful multicolored fabric, which is actually called Nighttime Rainbow. I didn't realize there was a name to it. Nighttime Rainbow 14 count by Bestitch Me. And this is as far as I've got done. So I started in the middle because the edges, the borders, I think are about like 1.5 inches on 2 of the sides and then 2 inches on the other 2. It barely fits, but it does fit. So yay. And I love this. It kind of looks like a gumball machine right now. But like, this is the center of the Neuron here. I love that there's a heart right here. I think it's so cute. And I love this. I stitched this up super fast. This was just over 500 stitches. I think it was 515. And I love this. I'm going to call this WIP Go done though. I have changed my WIP Go goal to do just 500 stitches instead of 1,000, because 1,000 will take a lot more sessions and I don't have the time with everything else that I want to get done. So I believe I mentioned something earlier in the month too, where I said if 1,000 is too many stitches, I will just cut it in half to 500. I am doing that. I'm evoking it. And then of course I can always pull this out again later in the year during different months and whatnot, because I kind of see this as like a spring summer piece. I don't know why, but I do. Maybe it's the color, the background I chose. I'm really excited because the Neuron City colors are very bold and bright. And I was a little nervous at first putting it on the pink, but I think it'll be okay. So, in fact, it will be okay. I love it. It's going to be fantastic. The funny thing is, while I was working on this color red here, this is 606, and I decided to do loop start. So I made the thread a little bit longer than I usually did, and all this red took 3 strands of extra long strands, folded over, do the loop start and all of that. And then after that, I was done, and I couldn't find my spare floss. Like, I had the floss that was on the bobbin, because this was very old, so I had bobbinated it. So I had that floss, but not the 3 strands that were loose. Like, well, where could that be? And I asked my neighbors, and they didn't see it. I looked on my coat. I looked on my clothes. Couldn't find it. So, like, all right. So when I left the Stitchy retreat, you know, obviously I had to go outside, get my car. I drove to the grocery store, did a few things there, got back in my car, took my coat off and everything, sat down in my chair, put my blanket on, talked to my husband. And then when I took the blanket off, there it was, stuck to my blanket. I have no idea how it hitched a ride. This is a hitchhiker. It's Lucky Floss. I'm going to use it on my piece here on Neuron City, and it's going to be fantastic. It boggles my mind. It's like, how on earth did that piece of floss have superpowers? I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. I thought it was the best thing ever. So I wanted to share. But I'm calling that WIP Go done and dusted for the month. Now, the only other WIP Go I have left, that I have left is Santa's Arrival Stocking. This is a Dimensions kit from, did I write it down here? 2002 by Frenck. 2002. So I haven't started this one yet, and I need to. So this is going to be a thing. So I think once I get this all situated, you know, I copy the chart. I got my digital clicker now and all that. And once I get this going and in a hoop, I think 500 stitches is very doable. With the days of the week, January ends on Friday. So I think 2 nights. I'll have to do 2 nights on it. Probably. I'm a fast stitcher from what I've been told. Even the people at the Eastern Iowa Stitchers retreat, or not retreat. It's not a retreat, y'all. It's like 6 hours of stitching time. And I think I stitched maybe 4 of those hours. 4 or 5. And maybe it's 8 hours. I don't remember. Anyway, it's a good day. It's a good long time, and I love it. But yeah, it's with work and everything, and I'm also editing a manuscript right now. So I'm thinking if I devote 2 nights to this, I'll get my 500 stitches. And then wrapping up into plans for the rest of the month is I want to focus on my fox here, because this is a January thing. When January's over, I'm going to put this away. Now, my WIP Go, I do have numbers in there that state, hey, these are catch up for A Year in the Woods. I really want to get this done, if at all possible, or at least very close. So that way I can just put it on a thing that I can roll. I still feel really good about working on this in the winter still, because, I mean, you can see there's like snowflakes and stuff, and it'd be really cute, and, you know, totally into it. So I have a lot of things planned for February, though. So yeah, I'll have to figure that out. But so I'm going to work on the kit. That's WIP Go. I'm going to work on A Year in the Woods, because that's a personal goal. And then also I have Ragnarok and Descants. I haven't worked on Descants for a while. And that's the Haid Stitch Along, which is artwork by Stephanie Law and chart design by Michele Sayetta. And I need to work on that as well. So, I mean, I have worked on it in this video in these past couple weeks. But yeah, and then plus I have my Ragnaroks. Yeah. so many things. I have so many things, but I will figure it out. I think if I focus on my WIP Go kit, my Fox, and then one of the pieces, I'll probably spend a night on Descant, and then the rest of the time on, yeah, probably a night on Descant, and then I'll have to pick up February with everything else. So those are the 3 I'm going to focus on. Yeah, so we'll see. And then Hyperbole, I'll have to pick up later. I'll put it on a rotation. I'm trying to figure out another way to do this because I do love rolling the dice. I think it's fun. It might be something that I might just roll and then talk about it later or what, but let me know what you think. What do you think of this? What do you think of the dice rolls? Do you find it fun? Do you find the vlog style good? Is it something that I should only do every once in a while? Would you prefer me to just sit down with everything and talk about what I've done? And I'm curious. Let's talk about some of the other fun things, because while I was at the Stitchy event on Saturday, I did get some Stitchy Love. It was so sweet. So we got like a little, I've already taken the things out of it, but we got little Christmas gifts. And everyone got one, and they all came with a free pattern and also some of the supplies. So I did get my pattern, which I won't open, just because it actually shows the pattern itself. Okay, I am gonna open it. Yeah, this is a free pattern from Hands On Designs. It is Sleigh all day. So if you want to look that up, you certainly may. And then, of course, we also got some Ada, which is 18 count. Looks like it's a crew or an ivory. And I also got a couple of flosses here. So we've got Blanc and 470, which is part of the pattern, I believe, actually. Actually, there is no floss on the pattern, but you can certainly use it because there's definitely a white and green on it. And then there's red, black, and a pale blue. So yeah, cool. I can stitch this from stash. That is fantastic. I love it. So this is really cute and I loved it. Thank you so much. And then there are also some, there are 4 larger gifts, and where we had to answer the questions of, it was who drove the furthest to get here, who has the oldest WIP that they're still working on, who purchased something the most recently, and whose birthday was the closest. So the first one was whose birthday was the closest. So that was me. My birthday's February 4th. And no one else could beat that. So I got to open one. And the first one. And this is really cute. And they were all, I believe, like this, where it was a package that had a pattern, which this one I can show you. So this is a February pattern. Love. It's called Little Loves. And it is... but it looks like Fat Quarter Shop, and it's super cute. And like I said, I believe all these are free, and I love it because it's super simple. It's got 3 colors on it. I got a little square fabric. This is very pale pink. I don't know if you can tell in this light, but it is a very pale pink, absolutely gorgeous. And then the 3 flosses that are called for as well, right here, the DMC. So it is pink, I swear. I love this. I cannot wait to stitch it. They were joking with me actually, because they were like, hey, you could probably finish this by the time you leave today if you get started. I'm like, yeah, I probably could. Or at least get pretty close, because it's not full coverage. So yeah, and then it all came in a project bag, which I actually don't have a clear one of these. So that's pretty cool. And I love it. So I'm excited to work on this in February. That'll be a really good time. And then also continuing with the Stitchy Love. So I'm part of the Bad Stitch Patreon, and we chat on Discord and stuff like that. Love Discord. It's so much fun, and everyone there is amazing. And so there's this section in that Discord where if people need to destash, then they can. And this one individual was putting out patterns, and there are a couple, I absolutely love them. And I'm actually getting a couple more from her too. But the first one is by, looks like Artecey It looks like Artcy Cross Stitch. Yeah, Artecy. Lady with the Elegant Headdress. Isn't she beautiful? She's so gorgeous. Oh my gosh, I love her. She appears to be full coverage. She may not be. I'm not sure if all the black, if it's just done on black Aida, or if the black is actually stitched, but I would probably do it on a dark Aida or something because I don't want to stitch that much black. But it's beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous pattern. And looks like it's in really, really good condition. Looks like original image is copyright of Atelier Sommerland, Fotolia. Cross stitch design by Tereena Clark. And I am very excited for this. This is going to be amazing. So yeah, I believe this is a black fabric. But I just love her. She is fantastic and very, very elegant. I agree. It is an elegant headdress. So, and then the second one I have by the same Artcy Cross Stitch. It's called Red Wild Cat, adapted from artwork by Sara Moon. Cross stitch designed by Tereena Clark again. Isn't she gorgeous? Oh, I love her. She's very ethereal and I don't know, Red Wildcat, like she knows stuff. She is beautiful. I love it. I've heard of Sara Moon designs too. I feel like this is a designer that I should stitch. I realize I'm really drawn to like a lot of these pale colored patterns. I mean, Descants has a lot of pale colors, for example. But yeah, she's great. I may consider doing her as like a full moon stitch. I realize I've already missed January on that, but I think that could be fun since it's, you know, a Sara Moon project. And then that way I would be able to bring her out at least once a month. I'll do some math. I'll see what kind of fabric I have and go from there. But I just want to say thank you so much, Donna, for this. These are fantastic. And I will have to check my mailbox for the other one because I am getting a few more, and one will be a project that I'll be adopting. So that's super fun and exciting. Other haul that I have is I did go ahead and Bestitch Me had some ready to ship fabrics, and I may have gone a little bit overboard, but like I mentioned, my birthday's coming up. Not this coming week, but the next week. So I'm like, all right, we're gonna do it. We are going to do it. So I got some fabrics. I left them in their plastic here, but this is Blush 18 count Aida. It is so pretty. Want to look at it? Oh, I love it. It's very pale, very kind of vintage looking, and I love it so much. And this next one here, these are all 18 count, by the way. This is called Blossom. Absolutely gorgeous. And then my favorite one right here, absolute favorite. This has a lot of variations. Love Potion. Right here. And actually, I can see I haven't gotten the pattern yet, but can you imagine what's her name? Sprouting Lupines new butterfly sampler cross stitch that they have done for Valentine's Day on this. Oh, I think it'd be so pretty. So that's kind of what I'm planning for this one. And then of course I've got two more. So I have Watermelon Slushy, this gorgeous, like bright red. And I have a very deep Merlot right here, which actually I could see the headdress on this one as well. Look at that. Can you imagine? Hold on. I know this is meant to be, but what do you think? What do you think of that? That could work. I have to pull some floss, but it's different. Definitely not black. It'd probably be just as difficult to see on this one as it would be on black. So I think that could work. Yeah, I'll think about it. Let me know what you all think. And then also, I was watching Thread Gremlins and actually getting some really cool ideas, you know, like Elizabeth's plaid idea that she has, and just the plug for using WorldCat, which is a website to find free patterns, which is Elizabeth's idea, and finding some unique patterns that are out of print that libraries have, and amazing, just amazing. But Carolyn had an idea to use the Ort glosses to put into like dice molds for like saving them up, putting them into like dice molds, and then make dice with them. That would be so cool and amazing. And I love the idea. Obviously, I have dice. It would be fun to commemorate your year by putting some of your leftover floss in it. So I went out and I bought a jar to keep all of my Orts in. And ta-da! It's a little heart-shaped potion bottle, which is totally my thing. You see how this yellow in here? Yeah, I have a story about that. All the very pale yellow that I had to do right here? I had to frog some of it like 3 times because I kept miscounting. I don't know why I kept miscounting. Maybe I was tired or whatever. But one time, like there's a section like this section right here, I think, or around here somewhere. Maybe it was this section. I had to frog like 100 stitches 3 times or twice. I had to stitch it 3 times because when I frogged it the first time, I was still off by a stitch because I had to frog 1 more stitch and I didn't. So yeah, quadruple check. So that's why there's a whole bunch of yellow floss in here. And I guess if you look over here, you can see some of the other ones. It's like I collected all in this little like the little pouch thing that Night Soccer's Calling got me for the Christmas Advent calendar. And I wasn't exactly sure what to do with it, but I'm pretty sure it's just, you're supposed to just put your floss in it. Do I have it handy? Oh, I do. I do. Yeah, I'll show you. This thing. So it can fold up nice, and then it can just like sit there, and you can put your floss in there. And see, I have some of my Orts from my Stitchy thing that I went to on Saturday. So I'm going to put that in the jar, and now I have it on top. Yay! I love this. It's cute. It sits by my desk. So, and then I just put this in whatever project that I'm going to be taking somewhere. And that's what I do. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. You all have been so supportive. Please leave a comment, like, subscribe, do all the things. Let me know how you're enjoying it. And if you have any suggestions for me regarding on like rolling the dice or like which formatting you prefer, because I would like to know. And then if it's split down the middle, well, then we'll have a variety sometimes. But I'm going to head out. Remember, my cottage is always open, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye!